Okay, hello friends. I had intended on this just being a chill video of me making this sweater vest on my flatbed knitting machine, but I feel like it's kind of chaotic. Not really the vibe I was going for, but that's just my life. So hopefully it's enjoyable to watch anyway. And yeah, leave me a comment because I really enjoyed chatting with you guys last time. I think in my next video, I'm gonna talk about my summer knitting plans, which I don't normally make a lot of summer knits, but I think with the knitting machine, it'll be a lot more enjoyable because like my thing with summer knits is that I don't really enjoy like how plant fibers feel in my hands while I'm knitting. So yeah, what I would love to know everyone's summer knitting plans because I don't normally make a lot of summer knits. I've been looking for some inspiration. I'm thinking button collar shirts would be really cool. So let me know. My goals for this project were to try out cables on the knitting machine, practice my garment making math, because with the knitting machine you can use hand knitting patterns and convert them to the knitting machine, but I think the most efficient way to get what you want is really just to do the math and put the work into the planning stage. So I'm trying to get comfortable doing that. As somebody that has hand knit for a long time and knit a lot of garments from knitting patterns, it's been interesting, and it's also exciting to think of all the different things I can make and not be kind of tied to somebody else's design choices. I mean, you can always adjust things in hand knitting patterns also, but I feel like the knitting machine really forces you to put a lot of thought into the planning process. I'm hoping that is something that will help me really be more thoughtful about the garments I'm making and how they fit my body and how they work with like other clothes that I own, and just be more wearable in general, because I've put that work into the planning process instead of seeing something on Instagram that I like and then there's the pattern for it, so you make it and then maybe it does, maybe it doesn't fit into my wardrobe as well as I thought it would. Those are my goals for making this. So when I went into my local yarn store, I had a little bit of an idea of what I wanted to make. I just knew I wanted some kind of sweater vest. So I specifically was looking for a lightweight because I wanted something that would be good for layering, but also because that is what my knitting machine likes. My knitting machine is a standard gauge knitting machine. That means that it likes lace, fingering, and sometimes sport weight, but that's about the cutoff. This was a good woolly fingering weight, and I liked the color options that they had. I got 5 skeins of this, but I think I might need to go get a couple more because I wasn't really taking into account cables, and I wasn't taking into account how oversized I wanted it to be. And then also I used probably like half a skein to make swatches, and I can undo my swatches, but I kind of like to keep them for science, for math, whatever. This was the first one that I made, which I do like, and this was the first time I'd really done any cables on my knitting machine. Then when I was looking for more inspiration of the type of vests I would like to wear with clothes that I already own, a lot of what I was seeing was this alternating between cables and plain knitting. So I did this swatch as well. And then for a minute I was like, no, I'm not doing any cables. I'm just gonna make it plain, blah, blah, blah. I don't know, one of those like knitting planning moments of indecision. So I also made some plain swatches so I can frog these and use them. I'm like a little short, but I think I'm gonna be more than a little short, so I may need to go buy another skein or 2. I should probably do that sooner than later so that I can get them and they will hopefully be the same dye lot. I will know soon enough. Once I finish the front of the sweater, I'll pretty much know if I have enough yarn to do the rest of it. This was my basic drawing of what I wanted this sweater vest to be. And then I did some swatches, a few different things, because I wasn't exactly sure where I wanted to go with the cable. This is what I ended up going with. So I based my math on this swatch. With that math, I made this diagram to try and work out the math. So pretty basic shape. The only real shaping that there is right here. The V-neck, I won't go too into detail about the math because I don't fully understand it myself, but I think this should work.
been trying hard to reach, talking loud, I'll think over every word I said. 'Cause I think too much. But you look like summer. On and on it goes. This feels like summer. Hazy nights and closing doors. If only I could understand the hell you mean. I know that it's hard, but say what you want to say. It's in there somewhere. 'Cause I say it.
I'm going to try to film picking up the stitches on one of the armholes to knit the ribbing, but no promises because I don't know how to get a good angle on this thing where you can like see what I'm doing, but I'm not in the way. I've got the middle, and then I'm going to take the edge and kind of guesstimate where I think would be good, but I'm going to make sure that this is even and that also I don't forget how many stitches so that I can do the same on the other side. I think this is a pretty good spacing here. So I'll just finish this and then I'll do the same on the other half of the armhole, and then I'll do the same thing on the other armhole. Hello. I cut my bangs and I'm still getting used to them being little baby bangs. Here is the sweater vest I've been working on. Got the front and the back all done. Really happy with how the cables turned out. And then I seamed one of the shoulders and picked up all the way along the neckline and did this 2x2 rib neckline. And then at this part you do some decreases, and it's a little bit fiddly doing it on the knitting machine, but I really like how it turned out. I've been kind of going back and forth on whether I should just pick it up and knit it by hand, but I actually really like how this turned out, so I'm going to do the same and pick up for the armholes and do 2x2 rib there, and then all I have to do after that is the ribbing on the bottom, which I left for last because I kind of want to put the whole thing together and try it on and see how long I want to actually make this instead of doing it at the beginning. So that's where we're at with that. I'm excited to try and make some different outfits with this because I think it'll just work really well with a lot of things that I already own. I finally finished the ribbing on this back side. I just need to bind off now. Everything else is done. All that's left is seaming and finishing. Almost off the needles.
There's a chance we'll find a little laughter, a little love, as you said, this will pass. Does it?
few weeks I finished all of the knitting on this sweater vest, and I think at some point I sewed the ends in, but I just haven't had a ton of time. So it needs to be seamed. Not sure where I'm gonna block this. I don't have a really good place in my apartment where I can lay something out and have it not be disturbed. Maybe I can figure out something in the laundry area, but just needs side seams. I would really love to wear this a little bit while it's still chilly. I only have a little bit of time, but I want to get this blocked and done. It's been hanging around in an almost finished state for way too long. So I wanted to show how I block my knits because I think it's really an important step. It makes a huge difference in how your projects will look. I know for a lot of people, including myself, blocking is not their favorite part of knitting, but it makes a big difference. So I think it's worth it. Blocking setup I have going on at the moment. It's just on top of my dryer. Not ideal because I would definitely prefer to have this whole thing just laying flat, but this will work and I need to just get it done. Sweater vest is done. Pretty happy with how it turned out. If I were to make another version of this, which I probably will. I think I'd like to make one just plain without the cables. I would maybe do like a teeny bit lower on the v-neck, maybe like an inch. And I don't know, I kind of like the sleeves off the shoulder a little bit, but could also bring them in a little. I don't know. I'll have to see wearing this, how I feel about them, but I had planned on wearing this with a turtleneck, but then I started seeing more people wearing them with just t-shirts, and I'm a fan. So that'll be nice going into slightly warmer weather.